Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back. Today we're going to cover the complete SOP that I've created for you. Okay, this is going to be provided to all of you for you guys to print out, keep at your home, and work through the whole system. I think you're really going to like this. Let me get a screen share going on. All right, we got this guy here, and pow. All right, the hour a day investor system. Okay, so let's start from the top. Let me zoom in a little bit for us. Come on, baby, come on. All right, the hour a day investor system. Need leads. This system is based off the fact that you've outsourced your lead gen and you're working with only yes leads. So that's what we do at Lead Mining. We provide you yes leads. And that's what this whole system is based off of. Okay. So you don't have to worry about how to cold call them, how to text them, all the things to say. We covered that in a previous video, how hiring Lead Mining saves you over 20 hours a week. Okay. And now you're going to use that and you're going to fast forward to the 5 most important hours every week. And that's your time and what you're doing with our yes leads. Okay. Now, you can book a consult with me at Lead Mining. This link right here will bring you right to that. Let me see if I can make that quick linked. I think that will do it. All right, we'll see. Okay, then for list pulling, it's 1 to 3 cents. Skip tracing is 5 to 7 cents. American cold callers is 36 to 54 cents. And then text messaging is 11.5 to 16 cents. So this is actually what I charge on the website. Now, of course, the more you buy, the cheaper it gets. So these low sides are if you buy in my biggest bulk packages, and these high sides are if you buy in my smallest packages, okay, which I don't recommend you doing. It gets a lot more expensive, but it gets cheaper the more you buy. All right. So now you only have 5 hours a week to make $200,000 per year in real estate. That's my goal for you. $100,000 to $200,000 in profit. Okay. That's my goal. That is our target. That's rule number 1. All right. I'm going to show you how the magic formula to make that happen. The only way to make 5 hours per week possible is to outsource all the lead gen from Lead Mining. Right? We do all that for you. We talked in our last video. I meet with you to set up the perfect marketing strategy. I don't charge you for that meeting. And then every week I invite you to meet with me to make sure the process is going properly. I mean, that's awesome. All right. So that alone saves you time, let alone the 10 Americans I have on staff, the 3 customer service employees, and the leadership team that I offer. So tons of work is being done for you all the time. So you hire that out. Now you get to focus on 5 hours. So our service allows you to focus on what's important in your business, and that's closing deals. All right. So I just had a guy call me and say, Nick, I'm interviewing a VA company and they're supposed to call and close the deals for me. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't even think a foreign person should be cold calling. I definitely don't think they should be closing your deals. All right. How much money are you leaving on the table? Yeah. Okay. They close 1 in 30 leads. Well, if it was you, maybe you'd be closing 1 in 10. So you're going to spend 3 times the amount on leads just so you don't have to do the work. I don't think that's the answer. I do not ever recommend sticking a foreign person, not a foreign person, but someone from a different country that lives in a different country on the phone with someone that can make you $10,000 to $30,000. Okay. Not recommended. Do that part yourself. Now, the goal is, and why I created this is to make it simple enough for you so you actually can do it. That's what this 5 hours a day system is. This is going to be so simple, you wouldn't dare outsource it to a $3 to $6 an hour employee. It's too easy on you. Why would you outsource it? You know, anyone that calls Lead Mining, I handle all the calls. Why do you think I do that? You don't think I can't find a VA to pick up the phone? Yeah, I could do that. But guess what? I would not be a super successful, thriving business if I did do that. And your business will not survive either if you give everything to a $3 to $6 an hour employee who English is not even his native language. It's too important of a job. All right. So if you handled your own lead gen, you would be putting in at least 30 hours per week minimum. But when you hire Lead Mining, you're not just buying your leads, you're buying your time back and you're buying managed results. You're not managing these people. You're not paying us and then managing us. You're paying us and then I'm managing us. And then you're meeting with me. Oh, couldn't be better. Could not be better. Our one-on-one calls guide you to the best possible outcome, whether that's me working with you on your acquisition strategies, or it's me helping you tweak your marketing and your location and your strategy for best results. I've already put in all the work, so you don't have to analyze anything. You just meet with me and I'll tell you exactly what to do. My clients know for a fact that I never recommend something more expensive. I never recommend things that don't work. I will tell you straight up exactly what works and what doesn't. And my goal is to get you leads for the lowest cost per lead every time I talk to a client. It is not to make the biggest order humanly possible. Okay. It is to make sure you get the lowest cost per lead. All right. So let's dive in. So we're going to send you hot yes leads. Now here I have this great format built out where I tell you exactly what to do and exactly what to say. The script is built into this shit. Okay. So all you have to do is use this SOP, have this pulled up in front of you, and it's all right here. Okay. 10 minutes per lead. Read the notes. Be optimistic. Proofread your script. What are you going to say? Don't go in cold, especially if you're new at this. You want to go in warm. Call the lead. Okay. Now I give you a script here for land. Here's exactly what you say. All right. And then for houses, here's exactly what you say. Okay. I have all of this mapped out. I tell you what to do if they're angry. I tell you what to do if they're engaging. And I tell you how to position it. Your goal is to have 3 great phone calls with everyone. Our first contact counts as 1 great phone call. So your goal is to have 2 more great phone calls before you drop an offer on them. I want you to think of the phone calls as dates. Okay. So you want to be on the 3rd date by the time you try to close the seller. Okay. So if you close too early, they're not gonna like you, right? You need to wait until your dates have reached their limit. All right. And your goal is 3 dates. And the good news is I have one of those dates for you. Okay. You just have to show up to the next 2. And this is one of them. This call is one of those dates. Okay. Executing this script and using this strategy. Now at the top here, I have 10 minutes per lead. That's what this should take. You read the notes, 5 minutes, you make the call, 5 minutes. These calls are not very long. They are intimidating. They are scary at first, but they are not long. Okay. So make the call, use the scripts. I have little tips in there, which you guys can see you're probably reading ahead, but I'm just going to go through this for time's sake. So note, 1 in 4 to 6 leads should be qualified. Okay. And what is qualified? To me, qualified is good energy. That's a qualified lead. Qualified to continue the conversation, right? Don't get all wrapped up with, oh, the numbers and this and that. Hey, if they're easy to talk to, that's a qualified lead. So let's change our standards into, wow, that was a great conversation. Bam, qualified. Okay. So, which means if you have 10 leads, it should take about 100 minutes to process those. So let's say we send you 10 leads at lead mining. That's about an hour and a half. Okay. And that's if everybody answers. And now we have learned that people are answering now more than ever. I have so many clients reporting that they're getting 80% of the leads back on the phone, which is crazy, crazy, crazy. I just love that. But so if all of them answered, 10 leads from us should take 100 minutes. That's 90. It's about an hour and a half, hour, 40 minutes. But only 3 of those leads will continue on in the process. Okay. So it's like out of 7 of those, most likely they're either not going to have good energy. They're not going to be qualified for whatever reason. But out of those 10, you should at least have 3 that get moved on to the comping process. Okay. And then I put 45 additional minutes to focus on those leads. So on those 3 leads, including those 10, you're at about 130 minutes. So to work 10 leads from us should be 2 hours and 25 minutes. Okay, think about that. That's awesome. If you can condense 10 leads of work into 2 hours and 25 minutes, you are winning. And I equate all this time for you because it's called the hour a day investor. Okay. And my goal is to keep you under 5 hours a week. So right now, 10 leads, working them and qualifying them should be 2 hours and 25 minutes of your time. So half of your week is going to working 10 leads. Okay. Now, once we qualify, we start comping. Okay. Now, when we comp the lead, it's about 15 minutes per qualified lead, and I'm considering offering comps for $20. I found a great land comper, and I think that they're awesome. So I'm thinking about using land comps, and then we already use the software for house comps, but we'll see where that goes. But right now, this is you doing it. I'm expecting it to take 15 minutes per lead. If you want to buy 15 minutes and save $20, feel free to do so. So comping properties for everyone is a little bit different, but the basis formula is the same. Okay. Find 3 to 5 for houses. You want to find 3 to 5 properties recently sold with similar features. Square foot, pool, bed, bath, all within a half a mile radius from the subject property and within the last 6 months. Okay, that's the first step. For land, you want to find 3 pieces of sold land within a 5-mile radius and look for similar features like acreage, utilities, sewer, and road access, all within the last year. So a little bit broader there. For houses and land, take the recent sale price and divide it by square foot of the houses or acres for the land. This gives you a price per square foot or a price per acre. Okay, this is how we begin to equate value in the area. We're going to take these 3 to 5 records, we're going to find the average, and we're going to apply that average to our numbers on our piece of land. So if our land is an acre, and then these three properties equaled $10,000 an acre on average, then our land is worth $10,000 because it's 1 acre. Okay, and that's exactly how the math works. Now, you're going to have the price per square foot for each property. So each individual property you do, all 3 to 5, and then we get the average of those 3 to 5s. Now, deep dive for houses. Okay, I give you these little tips in here too. If you want to get really analytical, look at the photos closely for each of the properties sold and look for micro differences between them. Quality, remodel, not remodel, neighborhood. Try to find what's actually different about the properties. The higher the price per square foot, the nicer the property or the nicer the area. Find the patterns and the similarities to learn even more about your market. Okay, that's very important if you want to get really nerdy. I'm all about the nerdy stuff. That's why I threw it in here. Deep dive tip for land. The most important thing for land is to ensure accuracy. Make sure the property has the same features and amenities as the one you have for sale. Also, make sure it wasn't a multi-property deal. I recently had a client who did comps, and he's like, oh, wow, this land is worth $90,000. Well, his comp land was actually 3 pieces of land, not just 1. So deep dive and make sure that it's actually the same. Sometimes it can be a multi-property deal and it might throw your comps off. So ninja tip, learn from this mistake, which is an honest mistake to make, and let's make sure that we're doing a deep dive before we're just taking a comp at face value. So this is the comping section. So now in about 15 minutes, we're going to find these properties. We're going to do the math. We're going to get the average and we're going to apply it to our property. Bam. Okay, great. So now we know it's worth $10,000 an acre and they are willing to sell it to me for $5,000 an acre. This is a deal. Boom. Okay, that's exactly what we do with our comps. And now if our buyers, we also save these comps for later, and we use these comps and we send them to our buyers. Hey, look at this piece of land. Hey, look at this piece of land. Hey, look at this house. Oh, look, this one sold for this. This is one of our comps. Those comps we do end up becoming marketing materials for the buyers whenever it comes to disposition. And I'm actually going to add that real quick. Okay. So next up comes making offers. Okay. So after doing your comps, you'll have created an MAO, a maximum allowable offer for the property, and your creative financing and your MLS novation offer. You should always deliver the offers in a sequence. Okay. Now this property is more or less 4 houses. Okay. I have a different strategy for land, and I'll go into that as well. Making offers is really important. So we have our MAO. And what I recommend is we do a cash offer. Our cash offer is the lowest. Okay. But it's cash. We'll give this to you right now. Then we have our MLS novation offer, which can be a little bit higher. Hey, you know what? This looks like a great property. It doesn't need a lot of work. Because it doesn't need a lot of work, I can offer you more for it, but the strategy I'm going to use might take a little bit longer. Okay, so a novation for a house is generally going to be somewhere along the lines of like 3 months to sell, because you're going to put it on the MLS, you're going to field the buyers, and you're going to have to check the average days on market for the MLS. Now, the good news is you're going to make that spread because it's now in front of retail buyers. So in front of retail buyers means you can pay more for it too. Okay, so the MLS and the novation system is very good for houses. And then the last one is creative financing. So creative financing can be really customized to you. But the way this works is with this strategy, I can actually offer you $200,000 for the property. But the way it works is you are the bank. So if I don't pay, it's yours again and you won. So I'm going to give you money. And if I default, you keep the money and the property. It's a great win. And I think that this could be very attractive to someone who maybe has money, who doesn't need a large cash infusion up front and stuff like that, because hey, I don't need the money. And if you default, I just get the house back. So I can just sell it again if I want to. I love this strategy for people that maybe aren't so desperate, right? That maybe they're in retirement, or they're trying to set themselves up, or they want payments over time. Now, with these, you can also pay an upfront fee. Maybe they do need $50,000, $25,000 in cash. Well, great. Well, I can pay you $25,000 down and the remaining over $175K financed over 30 years or 5 years or whatever deal makes sense. These deals are really cool, but they focus a lot on your skill set and your ability to work with the seller. So the stronger your skills to create vulnerability in a safe environment, the better terms you can get on these creative finance deals. So here I put creative financing can be done a series of different ways. Find the structure that works best for you and your seller. I highly recommend watching several videos about using the correct language to convert the leads to a creative finance deal. Creative finance is all about the right language. Okay, and I'm not a master of creative finance. I've heard people speak and they make it sound so simple and easy, and that's what you want to do, because creative finance sounds scary and complex. So it's our goal to make it sound simple and easy. All right, so I'm going to stop right after this, but comping and making offers on those 3 leads should equal another 75 minutes, 1 hour and 15 minutes. So now we comped it and we made the offer. Okay, so both those things I'm equating to 75 minutes. Now, I honestly don't think it's really going to take that long, but I'd rather overestimate this than underestimate it, because we're trying to get in to an hour a day or 5 hours a week. All right. So now we're at a total of 3 hours and 40 minutes per 10 leads, and all of the offers are actually made. Super exciting. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. We're going to jump on the next video, and then I'm going to start with how to make an offer on land and then sending contracts and following up and all that good stuff. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you soon.